Is it easy getting the ferry from Gran Canaria to Tenerife? Yes, it is. If you're not an idiot like me, we are absolutely stressed. We're about to get on the Armas ferry. We've already missed the Fred Olsen. Long story to come, plenty of rants, but in this video, we're gonna see how easy it is to get from Gran Canaria to Tenerife by ferry. Now with the Armas, let's go. Right, we're here in the Armas office. It's very posh. I've got a story to tell you, but before I do, well, we've got to get on at number A1. So it looks like we get on through here, and I'll tell you about it in a minute. What a story. Right, talk about stress. CICAR, the car hire company, has completely and utterly screwed me over. Now, I usually tell you CICAR are a great company to hire cars. They're all over the Canary Islands. Reason I've used them this time is because I wanted to hire the car in the airport, drop it here at the harbour, and then head over to Tenerife. I asked two people when I did the booking online. I rang up and spoke to a lady. I said, look, this is my plan, this is where I'm going. And I said, which one do I pick? I'm getting the Fred Olsen over to Tenerife. Do I pick Agaete? She said, no, pick Las Palmas. I said, okay, no problem. So there's me thinking that is where the ferry's going. Apparently it goes from Agaete, which is a completely different way. It's 40 minutes down the road. But she told me that. We arrived at the airport. I said, right, we are going to Tenerife tomorrow. I said very clearly, we're going to Tenerife tomorrow on the Fred Olsen. Where do I drop this? Oh, we've got offices by the Fred Olsen. We've got 3 offices in Las Palmas. There's no problem. That was the man at the top. I had to see 2 men. I went down to the bottom to pick the car up. I said again, we are going to Tenerife tomorrow on the Fred Olsen. Where do I drop the car? Don't worry about it. There's an office in there. Ring this number. They'll tell you exactly where it is. I'll come back to the story in a minute because I can barely breathe and I'm perspiring. I've been running all morning. This has cost me an absolute fortune and is an absolute disaster. But we're going to keep it positive because we managed to get on this one. He's stressed. We're going to get on first and then I'll complete the story. So, this is where we're getting on. Let's go. You all right? Look at his face. He's stressed. He's learning the beauty of travel. Right, we're through. It's so loud in there. They're all talking on walkie-talkies. Right, we're through. So, let's finish the story. Everyone's shouting at different people. I don't know what's going on. So, let's finish the story while we walk over here. Let me show you. The good old Armas has not let me down. I'll tell you what, I think I've got bad luck with Armas and now CICAR. But look, we're walking all the way over this massive bridge here. This is a huge harbour area, look. And we're only half an hour behind schedule. This is one big ferry. So we went to the aquarium at 9:30 this morning. I left plenty of time, an hour and a half, to get to the harbour, which is 9 minutes away. Get the car put in and get on the bloody ferry. Why is there a thing now? We have to go there. I'm getting stressed now, there's a barrier. So I left plenty of time to do this, plenty. We got there, the police stopped us. No, this is, you're going to be miles away from the ferry and blah, 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 blah. So I was getting stressed. Jack rang CICAR in Spanish, explained the situation. He sent us on a wild goose chase. Anyway, let's get on. Here we go. Here we go. We're on. I can barely breathe. Hola. Buenas. We're on. Which way? This way, come on. Let's get on. I'll show you all around this. We're going upstairs. Right, I'm going to give you a quick glimpse of this. But I am going to give you the full tour as soon as we set sail. I'm going to finish the story in a minute. But first, you know where I'm going. I'll see you in more than 3. I'm dying for a wee. Do I look a little less stressed now? I've been for a wee. We've got our seats. I'm sitting right underneath the air conditioning. I don't even know whether to start again from the whole story, but long and short, I thought it's sort of my fault as well because I booked the Fred Olsen. I don't know why I booked the Fred Olsen. I should have just booked Armas because, well, you know Fred Olsen has screwed me over in the past, but
I always just go Fred Olsen, so I should have booked the Armas. Now, because I'm in Lanzarote and the Fred Olsen and the Armas are right next to each other, and if you go to Los Cristianos in Tenerife as well, the Fred Olsen and the Armas are always next to each other. I assumed in Las Palmas that the Fred Olsen and the Armas were right next to each other. In fact, they are. However, the one in Las Palmas and not Agaete goes to Lanzarote and Fuerteventura. Anyway, it doesn't matter, because even if we were getting that ferry to Lanzarote and Fuerteventura, we'd have still probably missed the ferry based on CICAR. So they told us 3 times, as I said. So again, to confirm, on booking, I was told to book the Las Palmas as a drop-off. I told them very clearly where I was going, what ferry I was getting. When I arrived at the airport, I was told by 2 people, that's fine, 3 offices in Las Palmas, they're right next to the harbour, you've got no problem at all, that's fine, just drop it there. So we left the aquarium in more than enough time, with an hour, more than an hour to spare. Anyway, turns out that the office is in the middle of the city centre, like literally a 10-minute drive away from the harbour. So they completely lied, and it's in some really dodgy car park up the back streets. So we were on the phone trying to get directions to that using Google, just an absolute nightmare. And the office, the Google takes you to the office, but the car park is further up, so you have to go and find that. Just CICAR, what are you doing? You're meant to be the leading car hire company in the Canary Islands. Your service is shocking. Every single person we dealt with was rude and just didn't care less. We managed to drop the car off, and I said, how am I going to get to the harbour now? Can you give me a lift there? No, we can't. There's a taxi just down the road. Me and Jack literally ran to this taxi. I was in the middle of the road with my case. And by the way, on the way to the CICAR office, I actually took a wrong turn down the bus lane, and the police pulled me over, and I pretended that I'm English and on holiday, and they said, follow us. Can you picture my face? Look at the bags under my eyes. I am stressed out. So, long story short, we jumped in a taxi. This lovely taxi man zoomed us to the Fred Olsen place, where we thought we were getting the ferry at 12:30. We got there, and he went, here we are. I said, there's no boat. He said, where are you going? I said, Tenerife. He said, Tenerife is Agaete. It's 40 minutes away. Disaster. So I said, right, take us back to CICAR. On the way to CICAR, I looked on the internet and found out that it was a 1 o'clock at Armas. I said, excuse me, can you take us back there to Armas? And we're now sat on the Armas ferry. We were the last ones on. We just about made it, but we're here. What do you think of that for a story? Jesus Christ. CICAR, you have completely and utterly shafted me. Will I make a complaint? Is it worth it? I'm hiring another car when I get there from CICAR, so I might just mither the guy there and tell him what happened and see what he says. Anyway, I'm going to chill out for a bit. I've got a big bottle of posh water. In fact, look at this. Look what I found in Las Palmas. A 2-litre bottle of posh. Can't get them in Lanzarote. I tell you what, I wish it was bloody vodka at this stage. Anyway, let me chill out for a bit, and I'll take you on a little tour of the Armas ferry to Tenerife, and we'll start again as afresh. And this is the video of how to get to Tenerife from Gran Canaria. Always go Armas, always go Las Palmas. Don't go Fred Olsen, because they're in bloody Agaete, wherever that is. Anyway, see you in a minute. Right, I've been waiting for it to calm down a bit. We've been like that all the way. I don't know whether it's going to rock me to sleep or make me throw up. But it's a beautiful ferry, really, really big, and very modern as well. Let me show you. Look at this, you've got a beautiful bar for all your drinks and your food. Let's have a look at the menu, see how expensive it is. It's not too bad. Still talking €5 for a baguette, look. $5.20. I'm just not hungry after all that stress. And you've got all your donuts and stuff in here. And there's all different zones as well. So that's like the main zone, but there's also like a quiet zone in here. Very peaceful, very relaxing. To be honest, I could do with having a little kip. I'm absolutely exhausted after that. But I'm going to show you out the window. Jesus Christ. The further you get to the front of the boat, you're going up and down. Nice tables and chairs if you've got work to do. I have got the laptop, but after today, I just want to film this and get off, to be honest. Jesus Christ, it's wobbling around. So there you go, look, there's the views. I will show you the views when we arrive in Santa Cruz. And there ain't much views the other side either, just the sea. We are literally right in the middle of the ocean. It takes 1 hour 20 minutes to cross, so that's not too bad, is it? And I'm thinking if this is the same boat they used when they changed the one in Lanzarote, and they use this temporarily because it looks familiar. You got a little shop here which is not open, but I don't know anybody that would be shopping in there anyway. Nice little comfy seats here, but it is a little bit rocky, I must admit. I'm going to head to the back of the boat. No, I'm heading now right to the front of the boat, and there's another little area here, look. It's like a little cinema, this one. I don't know what this is. They've got screens and that, and it's really dark. This is definitely a place to have a sleep. So yeah, I'm heading right now to the front. That's a good place to have a nap. I don't know why I'm talking about having a nap. I'm too wired to have a nap. Lovely little mini club there for the kids. That's nice, isn't it? I might put Jack in there in a minute. He can wear himself out. Because he's bloody wearing me out. Actually, I think I've worn him out today. It's been a bloody stressful one. Right, I'm going to head right to the front because this is either the front or the back. I think it's the back. I don't know whether I'm starboard bowed, port bowed. I don't know. I'm not a man of the sea, as you can see. But this is a smoking area, and the smoking areas in the Canary Islands seem to have the best views, always, don't they? Here we go, look. Jeez, my God. Here we go, where the naughty people are. We're right out here now. Wow. That is a powerful, powerful engine, look. There's Gran Canaria, I assume. I might be wrong. No, it is, that's Gran Canaria. And the clouds are breaking a little bit. Look at that. Woo. It's definitely fresh out here. I always say this, don't I? I might just start smoking. You get the best places for you smokers. Look at that, fresh air, sea breeze. Absolutely fantastic. But I am going to go back in there and sit down because I'm buggered. Right, let's try and get back to the seat without falling over. I have done a little bit of research at the later stage and it does appear that the Fred Olsen goes from Agaete. Now on the map, and this is why I just didn't even think about it, and I've made these mistakes. Look, I call myself Mr TravelON, but I make these mistakes so you don't have to. We all make mistakes, don't you? So although CICAR really messed up in general by giving me wrong information and just being very unhelpful, I did mess up because it, rightly so, the Fred Olsen goes from Agaete, and on the map Agaete and Las Palmas are like miles away, so I would never have booked the Fred Olsen had I have known that that was the harbour, because we were stopping in Las Palmas in the IKEA hotel, which was 8 minutes away from the Las Palmas thing. So it's my fault as well, but you live and learn, don't you? But we made it in the end. We're 30 minutes delayed. It's not too bad, is it? And I've got to get another CICAR when I get off here to drive down to the south. We're going to head down to Arona. It's going to take about an hour to get down there. We're going to have an Indian meal. Yes, we're going to have an Indian meal in my good friend Jimmy from Playa Blanca that owns La Salle, Namaste. His brother owns a huge Indian restaurant in Tenerife. We're going to have a nice Indian meal on Lally for the stress that we've had to put up with today. Thank you, Lally. We're going to enjoy that. And then Jack is getting the Binta back to Lanzarote at 7:40. And that's our day. And then I am going back to the accommodation. I've booked the same apartment that I stopped before in Palma because it's the cheapest, it's the nicest, it's got everything I need. And I'm going to pass out. I really am going to pass out. Jack has had another adventure, another travel adventure. Too many. What was the most stressful adventure that you've had, even though we went around the world in 15 days? What has been the most stressful? Today has really been the most stressful?
Yeah.
Even more stressful than when we almost lost the hire car in Athens? Yeah. I think today has been the most stressful.
Yeah,
that's crazy, isn't it? So today has officially been the most stressful travel day we have ever had. Considering we went around didn't go around the world, but we went to 7 destinations in 15 days. We lost the hire car in Athens, Greece. Cairo Airport was just stressful anyway.
Oh no, Cairo Airport was worse than today.
You think Cairo Airport was worth? He's saying no. He's backtracking now. He's saying Cairo Airport was worth. I don't think Cairo Airport was worth, because we were at the airport and we knew that the plane was there and we weren't going to miss it and we had plenty of time. I think this is officially the most stressful day I've ever had. I'd like to thank CICAR for absolutely ruining my day today. I hope you make it up in Tenerife and I get a decent car. And well, Fred Olsen, it wasn't your fault, it was my fault. But you pissed me off before, so I'm still bearing a grudge on that when you upset Mrs TravelON and wouldn't let Alfie get the ferry from Fuerteventura to Lanzarote when he was sick. You wouldn't even let him get on. Do you remember that, Fred Olsen? I'll never forget. And CICAR, well, we shall see. We shall see. Maybe I'll change my mind when I get in Tenerife. Anyway, I am going to try and get a little nap, I think. I think we've got about 50 minutes left, and then I'll show you when we're arriving in Tenerife. We'll have a little look at Santa Cruz. We'll go and get the hire car from CICAR. Maybe I'll complain and let you listen to me complain. I'm not going to complain to the poor guy. It's not his fault, is it? And that's the thing when you complain. It's not the staff's fault, but the staff in Gran Canaria, in Las Palmas, in the office, were so rude. Like, so rude. It was clear we were stressed out, and the mistake, although it was ours, it wasn't ours, because they didn't know we were going to Tenerife. So they could have been more helpful. They were like that. Well, our office has been open all day. You should have got here earlier. I'm like, you told me your office was right next to the ferry harbour. I didn't need to get here at 8 o'clock and to know that you were miles away and literally in the middle of the city centre in a dodgy backstreet car park. Honestly, never seen anything like it. But there you go, Las Palmas. First impressions? Not very good. I'd rather go down the south. Anyway, I'm going to chill, stop ranting, and I'll see you with a fresh head when we get into Santa Cruz, Tenerife. I can see land, which means that we're here. We're getting into Tenerife. So come on, let's get back to the smokers, the good place. I'll show you some views. Here we go. Jeez. It's a rocky one. I'm wobbling all over the place here. I might not be able to show you some views from the smoking den here, actually. Jesus. There, you could just about see Tenerife just over there. Big, huge cliffs. I reckon we might get a better view at the front. So come on, let's go to the front. That little area there, by the way, with them funky chairs, is the VIP area. You can upgrade to VIP. Let's head to the front. Can you hear my shoes? I've got squeaky Skechers on. Bloody hell. Right, come on. I can see Tenerife from the front. Let's go. Now we're talking. And I don't think I've showed you this bit, actually. There's another little bar here, look. And this is right at the front with some lovely tables and chairs. All the tables as well have got plug sockets and USBs, which is fantastic. And here is Tenerife. Can we see Mount Teide? I can't believe I never brought you this way before. Look at this. These are the best views. Look at that. There you go, look. So we're heading into Santa Cruz. Not far at all now. And this area is proper nice. Let me show you this. Should have brought you here earlier. There you go, look. Goes all the way around here. Everyone's asleep. And then around here as well, look. There's the plug sockets and the USBs. Beautiful boat. And I think we are heading literally straight there because it looks like it's turning. So let's go. Right, let's get back to Jack. I was going to say let's get in the car and get off this thing, but we've not got a car this time. First time on a ferry without a car. Let's go pick up the car at CICAR, my favourite car hire company. See how they behave this time. Get the car, drive all the way down to Arona, enjoy an Indian meal, and then get Jack back to the airport for a 7:40 flight. And I have got 2 days on my own in Tenerife. What on earth could I get up to? Not a lot really, just making bloody videos for you. Here we go. Welcome to Tenerife. Look at them little houses there. Would you want to live there? I love Tenerife. I must admit, you know, I live in Lanzarote, but Tenerife, I just love it. Look at it, it's so unusual. All the mountains and the little houses, and there's so much to do here. It's like the big city, but, well, I don't know. You either love Tenerife or you hate Tenerife. There's no in between. But I do like it, and I'm looking forward to spending a couple of days here. There we go. Let's get in and let's get off. We're ready. Shades are on, almost. He looks alright, doesn't he? He's tired. Are you tired?
Yeah, a little bit.
It wasn't too bad, was it?
No, not bad at all.
Hour and 20. He was on his phone. I edited a video on my laptop. Could have had a sleep. Why didn't you have a sleep? Could you not sleep?
For an hour.
He looks knackered. He could have done with that. Right, so we're going to get off. We're going to go get our car, and I'll see you down there. I'll take you with me. Right, we're off, finally. Took a bit of time, that. It's quicker if you've got a car. Adios, gracias. Right, come on, let's go. Here we go. Oh, the weather is beautiful in Tenerife. Much better than Gran Canaria. I do love a bit of Tenerife. Look, there's the old Fred Olsen over there. Look, we were meant to be on that one. In fact, that was the ferry that we should have been on, look. That one there. Maybe next time. Here we go, we've got another little boardwalk. And just to show you the ferry we've been on, look, been on this massive one here. It's actually quite smooth as well. A couple of people were being sick, but not many. If you're not that bothered with boats, I could imagine it being really bad on a choppy day. But anyway, now we've got to find the bloody car hire place and see what's going on. It's a big old walk. I mean, you know, I always show you the Playa Blanca harbour, don't I? It's tiny in comparison. I mean, Lanzarote is so small in comparison to Tenerife and Gran Canaria, just based on this harbour area, you know. Our little ferries that go over to Fuerteventura, 25-minute crossing. Mind you, they did build the big harbour area, didn't they? But it's done bugger all. Anyway, I can't see a car hire place anywhere near here. This could be another disaster. Right, this could be an adventure. So we are now walking to the car hire company. I've just been told by a taxi driver, I don't think it's open. Have you got a reservation? I said, yeah. Sure, I don't think it's open. I'm just gobsmacked by this. I made 3 phone calls to book these cars to plan this whole trip with CICAR. Spoke to the lady 3 times. Right, this is where I'm booking. This is what I'm doing. Where do I book? What do I do? In fact, this one I had to book a car for 3 days. And she told me which harbour to select. Well, we'll see when we get there. But I can see rent-a-car office and it doesn't show anything. Let's go and see. Right, I can see somebody there from CICAR and I can see a couple of cars going in. It has to be open. It has to be. I can see a guy. He's cleaning, but let's see. I think this is going to be another absolute disaster. Let's see what happens. They've definitely got cars here. I'll just steal the keys. We're in, look, all perfect. Say hello.
Hello.
This lovely lady's sorted us out, easy. Everything's better in Tenerife, no problems, straight here, got the car, we're off. What we got?
Okay, está ahí.
Oh, here we go, we're rocking and rolling.
Cabriolet.
But there you go, lovely lady. Thank you so much. See you soon. Bye, bye. Oh, that was easy. CICAR, I forgive you. Why? Because that lady was so bloody nice. Sometimes it's just the people that upset a company brand, isn't it? And that's the problem. You know, when you've received a horrible service or horrible people, you don't want to go back. But she was so nice. CICAR, all forgiven, I think. Yeah, I'm sure I booked a bigger car than this. Got a bloody Fiat, look at the size of it. 104 euros this has cost. I had to book 3 days as well. Jesus Christ. You'd have thought they'd have upgraded me. Jesus Christ, look at this. Get the bloody windows open, get the aircon on. Get the windows open, where's the windows? I can't breathe. Look at the state of this. Does anybody fancy a shampoo and set? This is a proper hairdresser's car. Right, I'm just going to go and see Jeanette. I've got a shampoo and set and a blue rinse to do. Let's go. Right then, so welcome to Santa Cruz, welcome to Tenerife. This is where the Tenerife videos start. We're going to head now for an Indian. We are going to stuff our faces. We've been invited down by Lally, who is the brother of Jimmy that owns Namaste in Lanzarote. I tell you what, everywhere I go, I get a nice Indian meal, don't I? So I'm going to get the hairdresser's cart, the hair dryer on wheels, and we are going to try and get down there in one piece. This is crazy. At least I'll be able to park it though.